Occasionally, Ed, an exclusive story stumbles across my desk inadvertently. And this is a big story, not one that is going to give us a great deal of pleasure, I'll be honest with you. But I might hand it over to my man next to me, Wil Anderson.
Well, I was very pleased to, give out the inaugural Brown Willow Award today. And what a great day this has been on the show to just celebrate all the things that we've done this year and all the places that this show has gone.
Yep.
And 2 odd years ago when Ed came to me and asked me to be part of the Hot Breakfast, it was one of the great thrills of my life, to be honest. I was such a huge fan of the show coming into it, and I will be a even bigger fan leaving it because today's my last day on the Hot Breakfast. It was an amazing challenge when I first came in to fill the shoes of Mick Malloy, who is a great hero of mine and one of the greatest comedic and radio talents in the country. I was nervous about it, walking into a building where he is so beloved and talking to an audience in Melbourne where he is incredibly beloved, but I could not have felt more included here from top to bottom. The management here in the building, just absolutely incredible to me. The off-air support that I've got from the digital team, from the music team, from the sales team, everybody in this office has always just been 100% behind me and the things that I wanted to do here at the station. It has been absolutely incredible. I want to particularly give a massive shout out to our off-air team, our incredible production team who are, every morning when I come in here with ideas, they are the ones who, run with them. Like, LJ, the work that she's done with the Brown Willow, putting it all together and making it such a wonderful thing for me to be able to do, to get the trophy together, to Tom Martin with all these brilliant ideas for phoners every morning that make me laugh at 5:30 in the morning, to MJ, our producer, who 2 years ago had to step into some of the hugest production shoes in radio, Big J Mueller, and he's just done an incredible job with that off air. To Kelly Black, who does all our publicity, has been an incredible support to me personally. She's a great friend of mine and has helped me through these last
your old mate DC
years.
out the back there.
Well, they don't get. I'm warming up into it. Don't worry about it. I was going to give an absolute special shout out to DC because DC is a bit of an unsung hero of this show.
Yeah.
So many of the ideas that have come on air, the Tony Jones stuff, the Neil Mitchell stuff, so much of the production that I've brought on air and the comedy bits that I've done have been in absolute collaboration with DC. And every morning at 5:15, we would sit in that little office, Rosie, DC and I, and just laugh at, bits and pieces from the news the night before. And so absolutely incredible. Before I get to the people who are in this room right now, I want to give a massive shout out to the Triple M family and audience because I genuinely was worried about coming in to do this show and how I would be accepted by the Triple M audience. And they have not only been just incredible when they ring the show every day, but the thing about the Triple M audience is that you run into them. You run into them when there's a gardener at their house, when you run into a tradie, when you're down the street and guys are working on a pipe that's burst in the middle of the street. They're all Triple M Hot Breakfast listeners, and they will stop you in the street to tell you about something that they heard on the show and how much they loved it. And that has been one of the incredible great pleasures because you don't often get to walk amongst the people who enjoy what you do. And so it's been an incredible journey. Finally, and this is where it gets harder, is like to the three of you that I share this studio with every morning and have done for over 2 years now. Thank you for your incredible support. It's been amazing. To Rosie, who's been a very close friend to me during this time, and we've been through some hard times, both of us, in the last couple of years, and even stuff that I didn't want to bring into the studio to you guys, but Rosie has been there for me in ways that I probably can never, ever explain out loud, but has just been incredible. You are the heart and soul of this show, and you are the heart and soul of this network, and you are still the most underappreciated talent in Australian radio, and I sincerely believe that.
Well said.
I'll miss you terribly.
To Luke Darcy, what a great pleasure and honour in life it is to be friends with somebody for a long time and then get the opportunity to work alongside them. To share these mornings with you, to laugh with you off air as much as we've laughed on air, often about the same things in your case, has been an incredible pleasure. But more than that, to see the way that you live your life is a real inspiration to me. You are a genuinely good human being, and you have a great centered way of looking at life, and you're a great example and role model to other people and to your family and to your children, and it's been an extraordinary pleasure to come in here every morning.
I feel like I'm watching Stormboy all over again. Here, all of a sudden, I've got
You
Mr.
got him.
Percival in my mind now.
And to Ed,
Can't get it out.
who hit me up when I was over in LA doing stand-up comedy and said, this opportunity is coming along to do this show. Would you come and do it? And thank you. Thank you so much for giving me that incredible opportunity. It has been one of the great honours of my life, and I will look back on this time extremely fondly. A lot of people don't know how generous you are. Like, we joke about it a lot, but you're an incredibly generous person, and that is absolutely appreciated. But the thing that I'm going to say that maybe other people won't say is you are also incredibly generous in letting me make fun of you. And that has been one of the great staples of this show is I can't do that if you don't allow that and if you don't give me the space and if you don't roll with it. If I was making those jokes and then off air you were getting upset or yelling at me, then I can't do my job. And for the last...
Occasionally upset. A little
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fun too. Don't get me wrong. There was a couple of Collingwood jokes that nearly...
Let's not reveal all the secrets.
But I will say thank you very much. It's with all that said, and why am I leaving?
Yes.
I guess is the big question.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys know, this is a job that you have to do 110%. It really is. And as you guys know from watching the way that I work, I have no other gear but coming in and doing it full on.
Yeah.
And that meant that in this last year, I haven't been able to tour my stand-up comedy at all. I did the festival and then wasn't able to go out on the road at all. And that's my number one job and the thing that I love the most in life. And we're lucky enough that the ABC have commissioned another series of Gruen. Obviously, I'll be paid through Panama Dust. But my podcast just got nominated as one of Apple's best podcasts of the year. We've had an incredible year with that, and we'd like to develop that some more. And unfortunately, the person who needs to do this show needs to be able to give it every single thing they have to make the show that you guys make every day, which is, in my opinion, still the best breakfast radio show in Australia and one of the best in the world because it has the capacity to go from funny to serious to all sorts of other things all in one show, as we've demonstrated, I think, a lot of times this morning. So thank you very much to you guys. Thank you very much to the Triple M family, the Triple M audience. And, I'll be back. I have comedy festival shows to plug. Which one's out today, actually? Please
welcome our old mate Wil Anderson. He's back already. Would you believe it? Not going too far away, but before we do wrap up, Wil, it has been incredible fun to be, as I said, I've known you for a long, long while. And just to see the professionalism, the fact that Wil's here well and truly before you and I are, says something about the professionalism. I didn't quite understand the attention to detail, but to be as good and successful as Wil has been forever, to watch that up close and personal, mate, I've learnt an enormous amount. Plus, it has just been an enormous amount of fun. It is, you have your moments in the morning, but what Wil brings to the table, we could have done 5 shows every day with the amount of content that's just sitting there and the amount of laughs and the amount of joy and the genuine devotion you've got to what you do, mate. It's been brilliant to see it first up. So we'll miss you, but hopefully not going to go too far. So been a great couple of years.
And if I could just add, Wil, I've been around a while now, and I was lucky enough to be in show business from a very young age and watch the giants in the industry, both in television, newspaper and radio, and you stand amongst them. You are one of the most professional, talented and generous performers, not just generous, but generosity of spirit that I've had the pleasure to work with. It has been so easy the last 2 years to come in here. Sometimes, as we said, it's difficult. It's a hard gig to do breakfast radio, made easy by somebody who is a genius at what he does. You are one of the greatest stand-up comedians, producers of television and producers of radio and now podcasting, and your talent knows no bounds. You've been an absolute ripper, a great person, and somebody who, after 2 years of coming in every morning at 5:30, I walk away with shaking the hands and feeling that I've got a lifelong friend to take with me from the Triple M Hot Breakfast. I can't say any more to you than that, mate. You're one of the nicest people I've ever met. You're one of the most professional people. You've got a velvet sledgehammer as well. You've got I like that. I always like a person who is hard when it needs to be hard and compassionate when needs to be compassionate, and you're a wonderful person. And I know this is getting a little bit inward looking, but to our people who are part of our show, we talk to them every day. It's important that they know that this hasn't been a charade. What you get is what you've got is what you get, and what is really going on. Thanks very much for being a great part of our show, and we wish you the greatest success as you go out onto the world of stand-up comedy. You continue to host the #1 rating television show, locally produced, going into its 12th season. The podcast, which you have been a pioneer, continues, as you mentioned, to just break all records. And, mate,
And as Will always tells us, sells more tickets at the Comedy Festival than anyone.
carries all these other duds.
Dave Hughes, who? I mean, distant second.
He's stealing his haircut now.
Third, fourth.
You know.
Can't wait to get along and see Will live doing what he does best. And
now, of course, I get the opportunity to be able to go and find a Collingwood supporting comedian to come in, because we've had too many many Bulldogs in here for too long.
Oh, good luck to us.
Do you need a roadie? I might come and join you.
Hey, good luck to you and your family, mate. Have a great Christmas, and thank you for being a great part of Triple M.